Okay, Kristina, your microphone is open. Go ahead.
So thank you very much, Bruce. And I'm just going to ask that you give me a couple of minutes since I am speaking on behalf of the Bayview Cummer Neighbourhood Association, which serves the interests of 1,800 households in this catchment. I want to preface that the questions and concerns I will be raising do not reflect the opinions and thoughts of everyone we represent and may not reflect the opinions of our board members. What we are presenting are the concerns and questions of the many members and neighbors that participated in our recent Zoom meeting and concerns and questions that we have received via email and telephone calls. We are not saying not in my backyard, but rather yes in my backyard. However, there are still so many questions left unanswered, and residents are very concerned about the rapid acceleration of this proposed project, which has not included any meaningful neighborhood consultations and will have to resort to the use of a ministerial zoning order to expedite the development. The lack of transparency in the process has eroded the public confidence and trust by the community we serve. We therefore request that the City of Toronto organize a constructive and inclusive consultation process whereby the views of our community are heard and their questions and answered before any next steps are taken with this project. Our members and residents have questioned the location chosen by the city and if the city is truly setting up the future tenants of 175 Cummer Avenue for success, or is the city setting them up for failure? As we all know, success needs to be measured not only by putting a roof over someone's head and food on their table. We know that in order to build a new life, these tenants will need a new meaning in their life, which requires proximity to day-to-day amenities and supports. It is important to note that there is no walkable grocery store or proximity to reasonably priced necessities and groceries at 175 Cummer Avenue. There is no community center with amenities or libraries in the area that would support the tenants in helping them to succeed as they exit homelessness. How does the city propose to address these concerns? As an association, we question how the City of Toronto plans to track and measure the success of these modular homes. We would like to see the City of Toronto put in place not perceptions of success, but actual data collected and statistical information that shows that these homes work without having a negative impact on the community. As an association, we would also like to take an active role on the Community Liaison Committee that will be created for this project, along with some of the members from our catchment. Thank you for listening to my questions and concerns from the community that we serve.
Thank you very much, Kristina. I want to see if we can chat about process for a couple of minutes. You've raised many substantive issues, but the issue obviously is process to get you and your organization involved. And I'm just wondering if we can take a minute to talk about either participation in a meaningful way in the community liaison or setting up some kind of separate conversation ongoing with the Bayview Cummer Association. We have consultants obviously who are working with stakeholders, but obviously you're one of the anchor organizations in the community. I just want to probe with you a little bit about getting you or your organization or a few of your board members or active members to participate in a community liaison or to set up a special liaison directly with you over the next few weeks.
That would be fabulous. I think, as I said, that right now there are so many different questions that are running through people's minds. And, although we appreciate the fact that this engagement is taking place this evening, I still feel that, there are many people that are still not being heard. And there's a lot of fear in the community. And I think that having, a very open discussion to have the community members really ask their questions would perhaps temper some of that fear. Unfortunately, COVID and the situation that we're in has not allowed for us to meet in person, so we're having to resort to these types of meetings. So anything that would provide more information for our community, absolutely. Thank you.
So just to probe here. Tonight, obviously, you'll get answers, and people of your members who are online who will see this tonight will get answers, and they'll be ongoing back and forth. And I'm just looking to our councillor and to our stakeholder team looking for nods more than anything, just to say, can we set up this kind of connection through the community liaison or through a separate kind of dialogue? Is that something that would make sense?
Yes, and I would say, thank you, Bruce. I would say yes to doing both of those. I think certainly this neighborhood association, the liaison committee isn't being formed tonight, but I think I can say that certainly this organization, Kristina, we will be inviting you to be part of that. And in addition, if maybe Bruce and staff can help us with the process to get all of your questions answered within a short period of time, within the next couple of weeks, that'd be great.
Great, thank you very much,
Councillor. Thank you, Councillor. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go to Layla next, and then I'm going to go to Nathan. So I'm going to go to Layla, then Nathan, then we're going to pause, and I'm going to go to some of the written questions, if that's okay. So Layla, I'm going to open up your microphone, and you are good to go.
Thanks,
Layla, you have a question?
Thanks, Bruce. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I want to start by saying just because I just heard Kristina speak, I would highly not recommend. I was on that last call that Bayview Cummer, the association, had on the weekend, and it was horrific, the kinds of criminalization of poverty type rhetoric that was going on that call, the fear mongering. As a community member of Willowdale, as someone who really, really cares for our homeless community members and across the city, I was really disappointed by the conversations on that call. I would really hope that the city considers talking to various types of people in the community for thinking about who's going to be on that committee. My question is, so I know there's 60 units in this project, and I know that Housing TO is proposing 150 new modular housing developments for this year. I also know in 2019, over 30,000 new units were constructed in the city of Toronto. I don't understand why so few homes are being constructed. I would love